Hello everyone, and welcome. This is Vacosties with my first ever discovery log, a fully fleshed out featured one for the first planet I have finally completed in No Man's Sky. So this has been a work of about 3 weeks, off and on, and among the other games that I record and play. And I was actually about to give up and just say, fuck it, move on. Couldn't find the last critter, and while searching this evening to finally find a point where I can summon my ship up, I found the last critter, so I actually got a full completion on the planet, which is pretty damn cool. Go away, drone, I don't feel like fighting here right now. So, we're gonna hop into the ship, and we're going to quickly take a look at the critters that I have found here. There we go. Now you'll notice I'm doing mostly like fake Latin naming just because it amuses me. Okay, there we go. 5 pages worth of discoveries. So of course we've got the typical plants here, which I did name some of them. Frondus, Maxillimus, Organus, stuff like that. Because I'm an incredible dork. Let's see here. See if the critters pop up here soon. Lots of different plants though. Tons and tons of them. Here we go, the Stigomus loparus originus and Loparus lagarus originus. There we go. Technically same species, so a female and a nun, which that is very, very confusing to me. I'm not sure exactly how that works, because I mean they're not talking about like gender identity here. They're talking about, you know, what part of the species are they. So it's a little different, but we'll go with it. Let's see here. Most rocks I just sort of left what they were called originally. Let's see here. We have the Antiochus Gaius Originus, I think is what I was going for. Lupinus Spinovius Originus, which you can tell I'm going for like the fact that sort of has a wolf's head and spiny back. And Lupinus Spinovius Originus Minus, which I decided would be the smaller of the two. Since I can't really say the female or male of the species, since the genders of these are asymmetric and asymptotic, which I have no idea how that factors into gender. If you want to make comments about this down below, I'd be thrilled to know if there is actually a biological derivative of that. Let's see, we have Dilomeus armandicus, it's an armadillo basically, and the meanest version of it, which is kind of cool looking. Am I able to rotate them? I don't think I can now. This was the first of the flyers that I found. I actually found them pretty early on, had to shoot them down, like you tend to have to. And I thought that all the flyers were the same, and this is actually what ended up kind of screwing me up. Porcinus Stegosaurus originus, as you can see, porcine head and stegosaurus type scales. Very, very creepy front legs. Like, those are just freaking weird. One of the hostile creatures, basically praying mantis, with tentacles, so I had to throw Lovecraft in there a little bit. And another lupine porcine sort of mix there. Let's see here. Here is the other Lupinus porcinus. One of the larger creatures, which I called the Noblius Dromedius herpes chimerus, because it is one weird chimera. I actually found its other side much later on, which I just had to call Derpus stegosus, because it's got an upside-down stegosaurus tail. It's just derping. And we've got the two giant creatures, which, as you can see, they stand 4.98 meters tall. These guys are huge. Rodentia rexarius gigantus is what I call them. And there is the other form of it, with the radical gender and male gender. So again, not sure what that's supposed to mean. But this was my eureka moment right here, where I found there was another critter in the sky, and that gave me the 100% for this planet. So this is the Valheim Phoenix Alpha system, and Vala Origin Alpha. So if you ever find it, you know, check it out. But we're not done yet, because that's just what I found on the planet. We should give you a view of the planet as well. So we're gonna do this in proper discovery fashion. We're going to pop out of the atmosphere. There we go. Oh, some space ships are coming in the area. That's interesting. So here is Vala Origin Alpha. We're gonna take a trip around to the light side of it. Since we're well above the planet, we can do a very fast traversal of it, which is pretty cool. That's a heck of a sunrise right there, you gotta admit. Now I'm gonna admit, I actually really do wish that there was a bit more control in the flight. I'd really like to be using my Flight 6 instead. That's what I'm having to use. There we go. So as you can see, now that we're past the sun up line, as you can see, this is a really, really cool planet. And the type is sort of a weird wastelandy type of... We're going to get a slightly better look. Here we go. Whoa. There we go. Here we go. There we are. So now we're officially on the planet, and as you can see, it's a pretty decent place. Good bit of difference in height and everything else. One thing I did find is there doesn't seem to be any actual large water sources on this planet. This is a dry world with a great deal of flora and fauna. Let's see if we can get through the burn through here. Get the planet to actually properly populate. Oh jeez, nope, don't do that. Here we go. So we're through the burn layer. As you can see, it's a pretty craggy planet. Like, this is not what I would call a flatland by any matter of means. Lots of crevasses, lots of just a lot of craziness on this planet. And lots of very, very large trees. That's the other really big thing about this place. Is this, you know, carbon and iron both here very strongly. You've got platinum plants, which is kind of weird, but whatever. And this is a Corvax world as well, so this was all the machine people that I was interacting with. As you can see, we're gonna chase the morning here to see if we can't get at least a look at the planet's surface during the day before we end this particular video here. Go, almost. Here we go. As you can see, the landscape is pretty varied. I mean, it is of course one of the complaints a lot of people have is that every planet's the same, but you know what? I enjoyed exploring it and falling randomly into giant pits opening beneath me. That's an interesting place. But that is overall this world. It's an interesting place. Like I said, it is a Corvax world. But definitely a cool place. If you happen to be in the neighborhood of it, check it out. And as I land at this trading port, I'm going to sign off again. I am Vacosties of the Dark Edge of Light. This has been my first discovery log in No Man's Sky at long last. Look forward to many more of these to come as I go from planet to planet, and I'll do a system discovery log cataloging the planets in my system once I've explored all 3 of them. As always, thank you for watching. Please do like, subscribe, most of all share, help me grow my channel. We'll see you next time, and as always, game on.